What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another Sentry event, Echoes of Sentry Battle City, whatever it's called. We're going to do the minimum unlock here on my baby account. It has been a little bit of a minute or two because I haven't really been playing my baby account anymore. Now that we've kind of reached a lot of the milestones here, I'm slowly checking in on it here and there, but we're using it more as a leaderboard and a population game player check. Now, if you guys haven't already seen my other videos, we're going to be doing the same strategy here, but the difference is we're going to be going for the minimum unlock. And of course, as well, you guys will see here that on my baby account, we have been playing for approximately, how long has it been? 192 days. So almost 200 days here. So it doesn't necessarily mean you need to play this much or this time of length to get the unlock for Sentry. It's just, I started my account back in January when I got back into the YouTube streaming and all that other stuff. So this is just kind of more of a check mark on when I started this baby account. And yeah, of course, as well, one of the reasons why I started this account was so we could figure out where the minimums for the initial unlocks were, because I couldn't do that on my main account, right? So anyways, so that's how much time I've played. And of course, as well, like I said, we're going to be using a very similar combo to what I've done on my main account, which is basically the symbiotes. It's going to be KNULL. I mean, he's the arena meta. You make sure you pump everything into him, as much as you can. Same with Quicksilver symbiote. We can bring up the G20 actually right now, but we haven't done so because I just haven't been playing this game, or this account, excuse me, I should say. And then of course as well, Venom, our boy, we just brought him up here solely for being able to use him here. I actually still got to level up some of his abilities, I think, here as well here, but he's really good for the arena meta, and I got to bring him up a bit here. There's no reds on him because, yeah, like I said, I haven't been playing this game for too long, or this account anyways. And then of course as well, we need Carnage. We need to have his T4 here to offer the extra fill on the speed bar. And of course as well, we brought him up a little bit here, but yeah, we haven't really gotten too much on him as well here. He's pretty low in terms of power compared to my KNULL. My KNULL is probably the strongest just because we were able to get the baby unlock on there. Now, if you guys want the full gameplay and the full footage of the actual playthrough, I've got the link in the description already on the max difficulty, but the strategy will be very similar, and I'll kind of run the mods, and then I'll show the initial gameplay and then the finishing touches at the end here, so you guys can see that. So before we jump in, just a quick look at the mods here. The only thing you really need is difficulty 2, no mods. And you can do it on difficulty 1, but you have to slap on a few mods. But yeah, you just need that minimum score to be 160. And then that will pretty much guarantee you the unlock on Sentry. Okay, so as I said before, I will have the gameplay from basically 100% down to 0% in one of my other videos. I'll link in the description here. It's basically my max run. And like I said, it is fairly easy to get things going here. What you want to make sure is with KNULL, you want to make sure his Carnage is on the board before you start killing off any minions, right? We want to save it so that we get the maximum turn bar. So we hit the basic here, and then of course as well, KNULL takes his turn, summons that massive Carnage there so that we can get things going for us. And then from this point on, once there's 2 Carnages, Sentry will most likely take a turn or 2 depending on RNG and whatever. But once we kind of get things going, get the kills, it is going to be very straightforward from that point on. We want to save our ultimates as well here so that they can clear all the minions when they do summon. But yeah, literally right now, it's just kind of getting the momentum going for us, applying some negatives when you can here. And yeah, as you can see on the bottom here, Sentry is going to take a couple turns, but he's also going to summon up some minions, so that is going to help refresh our speed bar. And then basically, once we kill off these minions, it's going to refuel our speed bar, and it's going to get things going for us again. And then literally after that, Sentry is not going to take another turn. That's pretty much, yeah, like I said, you also want to kill off the minions before he switches back from Sentry to Void and Void to Sentry, vice versa. This is because, you want to make sure you can get as much speed bar out of it as possible before he clears the wave and summons the next one, right? And yeah, the best way to do it is kill them off before they leave. Otherwise, you miss out on a lot of speed bar, and that could potentially help Sentry get some turns on you, and then he may be able to annihilate you as well here. But yeah, obviously in this case here, our team's pretty built up, and the only difference between this difficulty and the max one that I run in my other video is the fact that he's got more health and he hits harder. That is literally the only difference. And there's a gear tier limitation, right? You need gear tier 20. In this case, we're running difficulty 2, so we only need to use tier 17 instead of the tier 20. So hopefully you guys can see that here. Switching over again here, like I said, we're gonna ensure that we kill off the summons, and then this is gonna fuel the speed bar for our entire team. And like I said, if you want to see the footage basically from start to finish, my other video with the max difficulty, maxing out all the milestones, will be in the links or in the description for you guys' perusal if you guys want to go through that. Okay, swiping over to the last bit of percent here so you guys can kind of see the finishing blows here. But like I said, it's not a perfect process, but once you get through it and you get the momentum going, Sentry literally never takes another turn, and you pretty much guarantee the victory here and secured it. And this strategy, as of right now, when this video gets posted, it's still working and it hasn't been fixed or nerfed. I don't see it as being as a hack or anything like that. It's not an exploit. We're just taking advantage of the fact that there's 2 Carnages and they're feeling their speed bar. And the only way that I can see them nerfing this, if they decide to take this away, is they would have to reduce Carnage's speed in such a way that would prevent players from using this over extensively, and that would involve changing his entire kit. But you know what, correct me if I'm wrong here, because Scopely's done things like this before. So right now, at this moment in time, this will help get you the minimum unlock. But should you bring your Carnage up to tier 20 just so you can max all the milestones and get those crappy Thunder Orbs? I don't think so. I think we have to wait and see here. Now that there's data mines on the new raid structures and the new requirements as well for the next breaker event, your resources are probably better utilized elsewhere. And again, I'll touch base on the updates on the data mines in my tomorrow's morning video, because yeah, right now this is not the purpose of that. But anyways, hopefully you guys are able to see here that we are able to get the minimum unlock here. And if you're looking for just the minimum teams, you can use this 4-piece team here that will basically crush all the difficulties here with smoothly. And of course as well, keep in mind, Venom, Quicksilver, and Null are the arena meta, so there's no point, there's no harm, I should say, not no point, no harm in your account by bringing those 3 characters up at least. And if you have the gear tiers for the other teams, Exalted, Shadow Conclave, Retcon, then you can kind of do a 4 attack structure as well instead of bringing up your Carnage. But I wanted to focus on the minimums and the maximums, and this was the best way to do it possible while not spending and overspending your resources on gold and trading materials. And again, like I said, is it a good idea to bring Carnage up for this? Probably not. Is it smart? Probably not as well. But why did I do it? Well, I want to get Sentry unlocked for my baby account, and of course as well, I want to make sure that it was doable at the lower levels as well here, because I don't know if anybody did it lower than the minimum unlocks. I think a lot of the other content creators did it at the higher levels, so we want to make sure it works at the lower levels here as well for you guys. Otherwise, what's the point, right? What's the point of following this guy named Az, right? So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that is crystal clear now. Yeah, there you guys have it there. Again, that's the high score for the minimum unlock. Again, I'll just recap the mods to you guys. Basically nothing, and difficulty 2 will allow for that tier 17. If you do it on tier 1, you can get it done as well, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult, and you just got to get a few mods added on there. But what I would recommend, just do it on difficulty 2. Tier 17 is not too bad in terms of investment. And again, like I said, you're going to get that minimum unlock here. You're going to get that free 5-star unlock on Sentry, and my account didn't have any shards from Battle World because we never really played Battle World on this baby account, because like I said, it was more of a coasting account. But there's the unlock. Wish you guys all the best here. Hopefully you guys are able to get your Sentry unlocked here sooner than later, and do let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions or anything like that regarding the run. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. I'll see you guys in the next one.